Travis Wayne Goodsell, major update to the lawsuit against the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Sure enough, after noon yesterday, so I didn't see it until today, the federal courts have reassigned the case. They've got reassignment to newly appointed magistrate judge. They hired a new person to handle this rather than to assign it to someone else. There's more about this. I've been doing research here before this video. Case reassigned to Magistrate Judge Daphne A. Oberg. Magistrate Judge Evelyn J. First no longer assigned to the case. She got fired, and then they assigned her my case after she got fired. Case number will now read 219 CV 00711 CWDAO. Please make changes to document captions accordingly. Motions referred to Daphne A. Oberg. So there you have it. It was filed at 11:49, and so the clerks didn't get it on there until afternoon, and so I didn't see it until today. Oh man. So yeah, reassignment, and they still don't have my reply on here. But we'll get to that, because she gives instructions on her site now as to what I'm supposed to do, I guess, since she should have had everything transferred from Judge First, but I guess not. So I'll send it anyway, just to make sure she gets it. Daphne Oberg is a... Seriously, guys? The UtahFederal.org makes a misspelling, a typing error. Daphne Oberg is an assistant federal defender. Did you catch that? An assistant federal defender for the federal court cases. Defender. Assistant federal defender. Who's being defended? Who's the defendant in my case against the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints? Just see what they're doing? They're hoping that they can put enough pressure on her to dismiss my case. She can't. The counsel is in default. And if she forces me to reply anyway, I've already got it all set up, ready to go. The church is going to get slammed. But nevertheless, this is what they're doing to try to rig the system against me. Miss Oberg received her Bachelor of Science from Westminster College. I don't think that's in Utah, is it? However, she later attended the University of Utah, S.J. Quinney College of Law, where she served as executive editor of the Utah Law Review, earned a pro bono certificate, graduated with high honors, and was inducted into the Order of the Coif. Before joining the Utah Federal Defender's Office in 2007, she served as judicial law clerk for Honorable Judge Paul G. Castle of the United States District Court for the District of Utah. She also served as a judicial law clerk for the Honorable Monroe G. McKay. So notice she's involving with clerk experience. What does my case involve that the church is in desperate need of a defense? Somebody who has clerical knowledge, who can wiggle their way around to find loopholes for the church to escape. Because remember, They're in default. 24 days late filing their motion to dismiss. That's an automatic loss because it's some certain. Now that's another clerk issue, because if it's not some certain and it needs to be calculated by the clerk, then we have to have a hearing, and the church still has a way to get out of it. But no, some certain, no hearing, just a judgment. That's all she needs to do is sign the order. But no, they are purposely putting in someone with federal court defender experience and clerk experience, because they never even filed my reply. But I'll be sending it to her anyway in the email. She graduated from Since graduating from law school, she has worked exclusively on the defense of federal criminal cases. This is civil, but the charges are severe enough that they should be. She also is required in the federal rules to order the U.S. Attorney General for the state of Utah to proceed with criminal cases after my win in this case. Because we got treason, we've got RICO, which is the main thing it's filed under. We have war crimes and bigamy and hate crimes and religious persecution, etc. And so she needs to do the right thing, but they're purposely putting her in with, you need to do us a favor though, now that we've given you this position. Okay. Here's her email request for a vacancy announcement. She's looking for 2 judicial law clerks. The anticipated start date is May 2020. I'm assuming she's got them already, because the filing was due back on the 17th of April. Submissions for that position. So it was back in March 16th. Interesting. Oh, those dirty little rats. Those dirty little rats. Because on the 16th, that's when the federal courts shut down the courts because of the coronavirus, to take effect on my birthday on the 17th. And those dirty little rats, they had already been planning it way back on my birthday. Those dirty little rats. Oh man. They appointed her to the position back in March to take over for Judge First when she leaves at the end of April, thus the anticipated start date, May 2020. And so she was already given the job back on March 16th, purposely not assigning her my case until yesterday. 15 days after Judge First gone. They purposely used Judge First to draw out the time. Those dirty little rats. Oh man. And then here's the Department of Justice, Utah Attorney's Office, U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Utah, announcing Women in Leadership Initiative appoints first new assistant U.S. attorney for Utah. This is down here. Steering committee members for 2020 to 2021 include Daphne Oberg. So she's been placed on this steering committee as part of this press release on February 27th, 2020. So that was a few weeks before, 2.5 weeks before she got appointed to the bench to replace Judge Furse. Oh. Okay, so here's her homepage. Proposed orders. It's a lot simpler than Judge Furse. In one, proposed orders. In addition to attaching a copy of the order to the motion, a copy of all proposed orders must be directly emailed to Chambers at the following address. Proposed orders emailed to Chambers must be editable and submitted in WordPerfect format. 2. Courtesy copies. Courtesy copies of administrative records and voluminous filings of 50 pages or more must be provided. Parties should also provide a joint binder of exhibits with an appendix for evidentiary hearings and trials. We're waiting for she's already thinking we're going to need to go to the evidentiary hearing, but this is a general thing, so it may not apply to my specific case, as I'm sure she will be assigned other cases. So this, yeah, it doesn't seem to indicate she knows of my case. If she does, that would be not good. That would indicate that she's criminally involved. So that's what I get to do now, is attach a copy of the order to the motion, as just forward, and that should be it. Man, I can't believe they dumped this on her, but yet at the same time they specifically chose her to dump it on her. Because all she has to do is sign my orders. According to the rules of the federal court procedures, all she needs to do is sign my orders, which she should have had transferred from Judge Furse. The Judge Furse should have given the signatures. And so she gets her job, and the first job is going to determine the rest of her career. Oh man. And she went to the University of Utah, so she's an apostate Mormon. But she worked as a federal defender and in the clerk's office, where the clerks have not filed on the docket my follow-up. Those sons of... Alright. Man. So, yeah, I'll do that right now, but it won't be received until Monday, so there's no rush, per se. But, oh, man. But, yeah, it's apparent that she's aware of the coronavirus and is providing the email process service to make this happen. Alright. Those dirty little rats. The email is sent. The editings were made. I had to go back on through all of the orders with the motion to change it to the new judge, Holberg, and I put in the additional letters at the end of the case number.